So today we have Dave the Lugnut from Penticton and his awesome 82 GMC. We're going to do a full feature and walk around on this thing, maybe go for a test spin. But Dave has his own YouTube and TikTok channel. What's it called?
The Lugnut.
There we go. So let's get into it. So this is an 82 GMC
Yep.
C10.
Well, technically, C15.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. GMC.
Five matters, right?
How long you had it?
This truck we've had about 4 years.
So is that how long you've been building it too?
No. Started it 3 years ago, then got sidetracked on some other projects that were super cool, big CUDA and stuff like that. But really, the last year and a half, me, my son, his girlfriend, my buddy Ryan, and a couple other people in my garage. Really.
I love these garage
Luca.
builds.
Can't forget Luca.
So take us around the outside. So I know there's a lot of little modifications you've done to this that most people may not notice.
Yeah, there's a lot of little tiny things, you know, like, well, for starters, we didn't paint this truck.
Oh, no kidding.
Well, we did have to paint the cab. We found some sins in the rocker area. It wasn't rust, it was just a poorly done repair, so we fixed that, and then did an all metal repair, so there's no seam, so it's all 1/4 inch cold rolled, all blended in. Two-tone, of course, this combo was never ever offered, and I guess round eye, there was a 2-year thing, you could get a white primary, silver center. So I always liked it. It was always in my head of wanting to build a truck like that, so this is kind of the way, kind of how it took shape. It was a factory fender antenna truck, so I kept that blasted and then refinished it to just satin black, just to kind of blend it in. And I can see when we were airbrushing, look at that. Yeah, a little tiny blemish there, but you'll just edit. No, okay, that's whatever. So it's all good. It's not a show truck. That's the biggest thing with the truck. I built the truck to basically, if you want to get in it on a nice weekend, a week off, whatever, drive to California, bomb it down, give her, and go. You know, still maintains dual tanks, LS, like you said before. A couple of the upgrades. It is rolling on a full Ride-Tech street grip suspension, so it's all big, giant hollow sway bar, Willwood disc brakes, front and rear. I kept it with an 18-inch wheel and tire combo with Nittos. I want a little bit of a sidewall, so you know, so when you are driving and you do get into an area with kind of a little bit bumpy roads, then you know, you're not dinging up a wheel.
I'm a big fan of US Mags. I love those wheels.
Yeah, they work good.
Let's talk about the moldings. You were just telling me about the moldings and all the
yeah, so one of the things I like to do is, like, I like the original moldings, but they're kind of just a little blingy for me. So, you know, see, these are all done in silver. So the centers, instead of being brushed, it's all done in silver. And then I handed a black pin around the entire thing. We disassembled them, took these out, blasted, flat faced them on a piece of glass with some 2000 grit, and then Cerakoted and then leveled again. And yeah, there's a whole thing with these silly emblems. I had a sign shop, and I did wraps and everything for 18 years. And so I got lots of connections with stripers and stuff like that. So I had this black and charcoal combo done for this truck. Again, not an option that's available. And then the center, these are only ever silver, or in the lower body style trucks, they were black center. Like I said, I like the trim, but I wanted it muted down just a hair. So then I just went with the silver to match the two-tone. So, and then sport mirrors. You can see, so with the Ride-Tech street grip, it's actually a fiberglass monoleaf. The entire truck was a complete frame off, everything. When I said, you know, everything was built in our garage, the only thing we didn't do was blast and powder coat the chassis in our house and mount and balance the wheels. I built the engine, I built the exhaust, interior center console. You'll see my buddy who's a carbon fiber guy, he constructed all that. Yeah, all the exhaust, it's an offset asymmetrical dual with a crossover, dual MagnaFlows, and then it is all V-band, and it's it's firm. Like you don't go over anywhere and bump, or no hammers, no nothing.
I like the dual exits just on the one side. It's unique.
Yeah, I want to do something different. I like different things.
And tailgate, we got something fun on tailgate.
Yeah, well, and again, so just, you know, some continuity between the back trim and the tailgate trim.
Yeah.
Again, that's normally brushed. Well, that's done in silver too and smooth. So, so the first trick lots of people do, you know, it's neat, it's nice. It is a simple shock, but the closing is the next piece.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's the action was so light, I had to actually add return springs to the handle because I was afraid if a guy hit a bump that it might drop the end gate.
Okay.
So,
I've had that happen on my Dodge.
Yeah.
Bad bump, my tailgate opens on my Dodge.
Ironically, those catches are actually Dodge Dakota, is what they're from. Anything I do with mods, I try to keep, like, OEMs spend millions and billions of dollars in R&D.
Yeah.
And my background is in automotive parts for years with Chrysler. And man, if you can find my kind of methodology, if I can find something that's going to work, feel good, work good, last, and it has a factory part number. If someone winds up with this truck and they're in Texas and the end gate catch is hanging up, you can pull it off, take the part number, go into Dodge and buy another one.
Perfect. So, let's have a look under the hood.
All right.
I forgot you got the cool headlights in it too.
Oh yeah.
Very nice and clean.
Yeah.
Almost looks like it came from the factory like that.
That's the goal. Thank you. I like that. I love it when people say something like that, they get it. Yeah, so it started out life as a LM7. It's got some ARP goodies down below, and what a LS7 lifters, big comp cam, throttle body. It is a China throttle body. A friend of mine is a tuner. He's like, no, they're just fine if you do a couple mods to them. You got to port here and add a seal that they don't have and change the sensors, and then they're just a 92 mil throttle body. So yeah, so the harness and every electrical in it is all my own. It is, I kind of bury things in shrink tube for the most part. It's very, very unforgiving and long, intensive way of building a harness. Not recommended, because when there's a problem, it's a lot of work to fix.
Right.
But when I do them, I also put 2 extra circuits in just in case. But
it's a really nice, clean, fun truck to drive, it looks like.
Oh yeah, it's a hoot, man. Absolute hoot.
Well, let's have a look at the interior, because I know you got a lot of custom stuff in there too. And then we'll hear it.
All right.
So what do we got for seats?
So those seats are from a BMW E93.
Nice.
It's convertible, so they're all still power, fully functioning. You know, like square body with power headrests.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I think they're like 11 away, and then lumbar and back support that's functioning. Everything's still functioning. That's it wasn't easy. So each of these seats have its own computer, and of course it's all CAN bus. And so in order for them to still think they're in a BMW, I had to knock down the voltage to 5 volt, build a pulse circuit, and so they gotta see a pulse, you know, and then they think they're in a BMW and they work just fine. But yeah, so but again, like with the tailgate, like I was saying with the latches, if there's a problem with the motor, it's all just unmodified BMW.
Okay.
Right. So instead of modifying the harness like a lot of guys do, I made a module with a circuit diagram that explains exactly what it is in there. And that's the mod, not the seat.
Right.
So, and yeah. And
you got quite a console going on there.
Yeah. I do. So the center console, actually from the same BMW, again, they spend billions of dollars in design. The door cards from this E93 is what the side of the box is from here down. So square bodies, if you daily them, there's nowhere to put stuff.
Right.
These all still, I got a screwdriver in there, you know. Both sides still function, and I'm a sucker for cup holders. My buddy Ryan, who did all the carbon work. So when I say carbon, you can see the carbon on top. The actual structure of the box is carbon Kevlar. It houses a a 10-inch hertz sub, 2 amps for the other 6 speakers. It pounds pretty hard.
I see the little sub controller.
Yeah, there's a little, yeah. And then this was a big fight between Ryan and I, because he wanted this floating carbon top. I wanted cup holders. So we had to kind of figure out how to do that. And, you know, with a little soft close mechanism and stuff. And yeah, it pounds pretty hard. So we won't turn that on.
What do you got for dash and gauges?
So that is Dakota Digital.
Okay.
That is a brand new unit system that they have out. It's called the graphics. I don't know if you can probably see a little better come around. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I tried to catch it on my phone. Yeah, so cool, hey? Yeah, so I mean, if I wanted go high vis, you're right, we can change everything we want on this. So this is the setup I have now, but it's got, you know, compass, temp, all your park neutral drive. I'm a sucker for a clock, kind of a nerd that way. But, so then you, like for 6 gauges, you can actually split these all up. You can get like 14 gauges and information through this, and it's all done through the OBD2 port. Watch the hopefully it doesn't roll. Park brake. So can't see it, but it's dark. It is a backup camera.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, backup camera kicks on.
Oh, that's so cool.
And yeah, it I don't know.
I like the speaker pods down below. Those look nice.
Yeah, they came out good. And then like all the trim is Alcantara wrapped. Like all this factory black trim.
Yeah.
It's all wrapped. These pods, these are the inexpensive pods you can buy, heavily modified. And then like so much sound deadening and stuff in the inside, and it's absolutely
and
crazy.
The door, I just noticed the door panels.
Oh yeah, the door panels. Yeah, and the switches. Yeah. So, and then no vent windows, and then all one-touch glass,
yeah, look at that.
right? So yeah, on both sides. Yeah, and that's all. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I like new things.
Absolutely.
But I like old too. You know.
I mean, I've been driving square bodies most of my life, and we all know what the factory window rollers like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you guys like this truck, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well,
everything's for sale.
You might as well just answer the question, because like you go get gas and people are asking all the time.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. Oh, bump my sport mirror. Yeah. No, it's a fun little truck.
Well, I guess all that's left is hearing it and going for.
Oh yeah, hearing it. This is the one problem with these throttle bodies, even ported. Whoa.
So while we were filming, about to flash that thing up, starter crapped out.
brand new part.
Brand new starter too. So we ran to town, got a new starter, because, you know, he's got to get home, and he's all the way from Penticton, which is a 2-hour drive. But that's what building cars is all about. Thankfully, it happened right in front of the shop. So we're just gonna swap the starter out, and hopefully that is the problem. Fingers crossed. So it turns out an injector messed up and filled the cylinder full of fuel when we were just about to fire it up. So, you know, that's what building trucks is all about. So while Dave is dealing with the injector right now, I think we forgot to mention that this is a 5-inch drop, front and rear. because every time I do a video on these square bodies, you guys always want to ask what's the lowering kit in it. It's a 5 and 5, and pulled the injector out, and it was plugged with a bunch of crap. It wasn't even clicking, so it must have been stuck. So we got it working again. We'll see how it is in a second. There we go. That's better.
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
Rock and roll.
I will go for a drive.
Now we get to go for a spin. Yeehaw. Wow.
Oh yeah, if you hold it too long, then it's a normal window.
This is my first ride in a 5.3 of any kind.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure hugs the road good.
Oh yeah. Undisclosed amount of speed. Only 140. Yeah, it's pretty mild, like nice tempered. Like you can just drive it normally.
Yeah.
It's not as fun.
You're not going to drive like that all the time.
No, exactly.
And that's what's nice. You want a nice cruiser, but it's all there when you want it.
Oh yeah.
Pretty awesome cruiser you built.
Thank you.
Who did all the stitching on the dashboard?
So the dash is done by TMI. They're in the States.
Oh, this is a TMI.
Yeah, the TMI dash, and then the panels are TMI as well.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They, I mean, I'm hyper anal about things, so I mean, next time there's things I would do a little bit different with their dash, but I would use it as a base and then probably open this up and section it so that the gap here is perfect. And,
Right.
But like again, like it's how far do you go with something, right?
I just noticed you got the antenna in the windshield feature.
Well, it's not hooked up. It's actually
Right.
hooked up to the old school antenna. Funny. This glass came with the truck and it was perfect. So I was like, why put a new piece of glass in with no antenna?
Yeah.
You know, but
I like it just because it was, you know, suitable for the era.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, yeah. But no, it doesn't rattle. Armrests are there, cup holders are there. You know, it just works.
It fits you better than it fits me.
Yeah, you're a touch bigger than me. Yeah, yeah. That is, like I say, that is the sacrifice you make for going with a new style seat. We pulled the backs off these to look at buddy mine, Ryan, who built the center console. We looked at, you know, making the top section of the seat thinner. I'm pulling some padding out, and so that you're sitting back and you actually still have that little bit more room, right? But ultimately, we just decided it's like, how many more things does a guy need to do on a build, you know? And when, I mean,
You're making making it for driving, not for...
Yeah, well, exactly. And kind of trying to future-proof it a little bit. Like, all the harness that's in it, any connector, any plug that isn't GM, has a number, and then I have the schematic that goes along, and so the pinouts for all of it are all there in my manual for the truck, right? So, just, I don't know why, but makes it a little more sellable, right? If we were to sell it. So
that's it for today. Don't forget to follow Dave the Lugnut on YouTube and TikTok.
yes, please.
Thanks, Dave, for giving us a little tour and a ride in this thing. That was awesome.
Well, it was a tour and a ride, and then it kind of turned into a little bit of a roadkill, and run to town for parts and whatnot. But
that's hot rodding.
absolutely. So,
Thank you.
thank you.